Hi everyone, I hope you all safe and healthy with your family and friends. In this video, we are going to learn about 11th Standard Accountancy, Chapter 9, exercise sum number 6, Rectification of error. Okay, let's read the heading. Rectify the following errors which were located before preparing the trial balance. The first transaction is wages paid rupees 2000 was erection of machinery was debited to wages account. What this transaction tells us, wages paid rupees 2000, wages is an expenses, all the expenses will be debited. Okay, so wages account debtor. How they pay the wages? They paid wages through cash. Whenever cash account decreases, cash account is to be credited. So what is the journal entry? Wages account data 2000 to cash account 2000. What is the error here? Listen the transaction carefully. Wages paid 2000 rupees 2000. For that the journal entry is wages account data to cash account 2000 rupees. Okay, listen. The erection of machinery was debited to wages account. What they tells us? Wages account was debited instead of machinery. Listen here carefully. Wages account was debited instead of machinery. So wages account was debited. This is the wrong answer. Okay, this is the error. Wages account is debited here, was debited here. This is the error. Instead of what? Machinery. Instead of machinery, they debited the wages. Are you clear? Okay. Listen here carefully. What they did? Erection of machinery. Listen. Whenever you erected machinery or installed machinery or purchases of machinery, okay, we don't enter wages. When you purchased machinery, you paid wages for the person, okay, or you repair the machinery, you don't enter the repair into the journal entry, okay, or expenses, repairing charges, expenses or charges, wages charges, you don't enter the name of the expenses into the journal. When you purchase a asset, when you don't enter the expenses account into the journal, when you bought asset, you don't enter the expenses name into the journal entry. Okay, what you have to enter? You have to enter the name of the asset. Okay, what the name of the asset is given here? Machinery is an asset. Okay, so you have to enter the name of the asset instead of wages. Wages is the error. Wages account data is the error. So what you have to rectify? How do you rectify this error? You have to write machinery account data instead of wages. Okay, so listen, what is the error? Wages account data 2000 rupees to cash account 2000 rupees. So which is error? Wages account data is the error. Wages account is to be debited. This is the error. Okay, so how do we rectify it? We have to write the asset name. What is the name of the asset? Machinery. Okay, so you have to write machinery account data 2000 rupees. Okay, okay. How do what about the wages account? You paid wages for the machinery. Okay, so how do you, where you write the machinery account, where you enter the machinery account? How do we rectify this error? So whereas wages account here, wages account is on debit side, so we have to credit it. Okay, we have to credit the wages account, then only the error will be rectified. Okay, so wages account is debited. When it will be credited, the error will be rectified. So to wages account 2000 rupees, we credited the wages account. Okay, so what is the journal entry? Machinery account data 2000 rupees to wages account 2000 rupees. Now the error is rectified. We have to write the narration compulsory. So wages paid 2000 rupees for erection of machinery was debited to the wages account, now rectified. The next transaction is sales returns book was short totaled by rupees 1000, which means short means whenever you see short, less, undercast was not posted 200 rupees instead of 100. Whenever you see the word in the transaction, you have to follow the original journal entry. What they tells us, what this transaction tells us, 2000 rupees shortage in sales return book. This is the error. Okay. So 1000 rupees shortage means decreased, less shortage under cost, which means 1000 rupees decreased in sales return book. 1000 rupees shortage, sales return book shows 1000 rupees shortage. So how do we rectify this error? We have to follow the original journal entry. Okay. These kind of words you see in transaction, you have to follow the original journal entry. What is the original journal entry for the sales return account? Sales return account data 1000 rupees, because sales return account is just opposite to the sales account. Sales account is to be credited, but sales return account will be debited. What is the rule of the sales return account? Sales return account is just opposite to the sales account. Okay, so where is sales account shows, sales account is on credit side. It just opposite. What is the sales return account? Sales return account is on debit side. Okay, so sales return account data 1000 rupees, we have to create the suspense account here. Then only the error will be rectified. Then only the trial balance will be tallied. Okay, so you have to write two suspense accounts. Suspense account will be credited 1000 rupees. Now the error will be rectified. Then we can say the answer as statement form. Sales return books was short totaled by 1000 rupees. Okay, how do we rectify in the statement form? Sales return account should be debited with 2000 rupees. Listen, sales return account debtor debited. Sales return account should be debited with 1000 rupees. Okay, we have to write the narration, that is being the mistake in total of sales account now rectified. The next transaction is goods purchased for rupees 200 was posted as rupees 2000 to purchases account. So listen, where is the error? Purchases account has the error. What is the error? Instead of 200, they posted as 2000. That means purchases account will be excess, overcost. It shows purchases account shows overcost. Okay, so whenever you see 200 instead of 2000, overcast, more, excess, whenever you see the word in the transaction, you have to follow the opposite journal entry. Okay, what account is given here? Purchases account. What is the journal entry for purchases account? Purchases account is an expenses, always purchases account is to be debited, right? So purchases account data. Okay, What is given here? Purchases account shows over cost. Instead of 200, they have written posted 2000 rupees. So over cost. That is the error in the purchases account. So what we do? How do we rectify this error? We have to purchases account data. Purchases account is debited. Okay, we have to rectify this error, so you have to credit the purchases account, then only the error will be rectified. Okay, so to the rectify account is what we have to do? Purchases account is to be credited. Purchases account will be credited. So to purchases account 1800 rupees, we have to subtract 200 from 2000, we will get 1800. Okay, so purchases account will be credited. Okay, in opposite account you have to create the suspense account, then only the trial balance will be tallied. So suspenses account debtor. A suspenses account is to be debited. Suspenses account debtor 1800 to purchases account 1800 rupees. The narration is being the purchases book over cost, now rectified. The next transaction is sales book was over cost by 1500 rupees. So whenever you see over cost, more, excess, okay, like this word in the transaction, you have to follow the opposite journal entry. Okay, what is the original journal entry for sales book? Where sales book appears on which side sales account shows on journal entry? On credit side. Okay, but what is the error? Over cost 1500 rupees increased in sales book. This is the error. How do we rectify? So sales account is credited, it will be debited only, the error will be rectified. Okay, so to sales account is credited. What is the error? Over cost 1500 rupees is error. How do we rectify? We have to debit that sales account. Okay, then only the error will be rectified. So sales account debtor 1500, we have to create the suspense account on credit side, then only the trial balance will be tallied. So to suspense account 1500 rupees. Now the error will be rectified. Sales account debtor 1500 to suspense account 1500. The narration is being sales book over cost by 1500, now rectified. We can say in the another method, that is in statement form, we can say the answer. What is that transaction? Sales book was over cost by 1500. The answer is sales account debtor 1500. In statement form, sales account should be debited with 1500. Sales account should be debited with 1500. Do you understand? Let's see the next transaction. That is cash paid to Mukil rupees 2800. This is very important transaction. Okay, which was debited to Akhil account as 2000 rupees. Okay, what is the error? Here there are two errors are here. There were two errors. First error is name error. Instead of Mukil, they written Akhil's account. They posted Akhil's account. Instead of Mugil account, they posted the Akhil account. And the second error is instead of 2800, they entered 2000 rupees. Okay, listen, cash paid to Mukil. Okay, so what is the journal entry? Mukil is the receiver. Cash paid to Mukil means Mukil is the receiver. So debit the receiver. Mukil account debtor 2800 rupees. Cash goes out from your business. Okay, so cash account decreases, cash account is to be credited. So to cash account 2800 rupees. So the journal entry is cash paid to Mukil 2800. For this transaction. Up to this transaction, the journal entry is Mukil account debtor 2800 to cash account 2800, right? Then listen here carefully. Which was debited to Akhil's account as 2000. Instead of Mukil, they was debited to Akhil's account. Okay, so Akhil's account was debited. Okay, how much rupees? 2000 rupees. So they wrongly entered Akhil account was debited means Akhil account debtor how much rupees? 2000 rupees. Okay, pay, so which means cash paid to Akhil, which means the transaction is cash paid to Akhil. Akhil account debtor 2000 to cash account. Okay, this is the wrong. This is the error. Where is the error? The error is on debit side. Where is the error? The error is on debit side. Where Akhil account debtor 2000 rupees. This is the error. Okay. So instead of Mukil account, Akhil account, they entered Akhil account, and there are two mistakes I said. No, there are two errors I said. That is, instead of Mukil account, they entered into Akhil account on debtor side. Instead of 2800, they entered 2000 rupees, which means this is under cost. Okay, they entered under cost, decreased. Okay, so what is the correct journal entry? So cash paid to Mukil 2800, which means who is the receiver? Mukil is the receiver. Debit the receiver, right? So Mukil account debtor 2000 rupees we entered. Okay, incorrect journal entry. Okay, then listen, what is the error? Instead of Mukil, they debited the Akhil's account 2000 rupees. So Akhil account is debited. How do we rectify this error? We will credit the Akhil account only. The error will be rectified. So to Akhil's account, how much rupees? 2000 rupees. We enter 2000 rupees on credit side. Okay, so this is the under cost. Instead of 2800, they enter the 2000. This is under cost. 2000 decreased. Okay, how much rupees decreased? We have to subtract 2000 from 2800. 800 rupees decreased. So for that, to compensate that, we have to create the suspense account on credit side to tally the trial balance. Okay, so in other way, debit is always corresponding equal to the credit side. Okay, so to suspense account 800 rupees entered. Now debit and credit both side are equal. Do you understand? Listen carefully. Cash paid to Mukil. Okay, so Mukil account debtor. Mukil is the receiver. So Mukil account, in shortly I say cash paid to Mukil rupees 2800. Who is the receiver? Mukil is the receiver, 2800 rupees. So debit the receiver. Mukil account debtor 2800 rupees. Okay, then Akhil account was debited. Akhil account was 2000 rupees debited. Okay, so this is the error. Akhil account error, debited error, and 2000 rupees also under cost. Okay, so how do we rectify this error? In debited Akhil account, we have to credit it. Will be credited. Akhil account debited will be credited only. The error will be rectified. So we credited the Akhil account 2000 rupees to Akhil account 2000 rupees. Then how much rupees is shortage? This is the under, instead of 2000 rupees, 2800, they enter the 2000. So we have to subtract it from 2000 to 2800. We will get 800. We created the suspense account. Okay, on credit side, because debit is always corresponding equal to the credit side. Okay, to shortage of 800, we created the suspense account to tally the trial balance on credit side. So to suspense account 800 rupees. Okay, now debit is always corresponding equal to the credit side. Credit is always equal to the debit side. Okay, do you have any doubt? Please comment it on the comment box. Thank you. Take care.